Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is mymotocross.com. We're going to talk about braking today. You guys want to just say hi real quick so they can hear you?
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. All right, so today's topic, we're obviously going through braking. How would you rate your guys' braking skills?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, scale 1 to 10.
8. About maybe a 7.
A 7? Okay, so you guys are fairly good at braking, so this should be easy for you. So the question is, how many brakes does your dirt bike have?
2.
2. All right, that is wrong. Do you guys know why that's wrong?
Wait. No. Wait.
Okay, there's actually 3 brakes on a motorcycle.
Because then you can use the clutch.
You can use the engine brake. So there's something called the engine brake that we're going to talk about.
Wait, I think I might know what it is.
I just told you, it's the engine brake. So you got your front brake, you got your rear brake, and then you got your engine brake that will be used to slow down your motorcycle. So the correct answer is 3 engine brakes. So first off, I just want to tell you about the 2 biggest things where people mess up braking, where they do it wrong. Do you guys want to know that? Would you care to know like the things that people get it wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, so the first one is obviously they use the brakes wrong. And so one thing that I saw earlier, so when you're coming down the hill, you had both feet out to the side and you had no ability to touch your brakes. So even if your bike were to take off, so that would be an example of doing it wrong. And so what happens is most of the times is they use the improper amount of brakes on the bike. And I'll show you that in a minute. So the first thing is use wrong. All right, and so the way that I see people using the brakes wrong is they don't apply the right amount of pressures to each one.
I know how much.
So how much is it?
80% rear and 20%.
Yeah, so if you were a beginner rider, what we're going to suggest is you do 80-20, so 80% rear, 20% front. That is correct, but that's at the beginner level, and we want you guys to be at the advanced level. So we're going to slowly move those ratios up to 50-50. Okay, so starting out, we're going to go 80-20, and then we're going to move up to 50-50. The biggest reason why is there's different dirt types, right? So there's rocky dirt, there's tacky dirt, there's mud, there's sand. You actually apply your brakes different for each one. If you were to use your front brake in the sand, you're probably going to wad out and you're going to crash. So the first thing is they use it wrong. Try to guess what the second thing is, how people misuse the brakes.
Slam on the front.
Slam on your front? Yeah, I would classify that as using it wrong.
They don't use it?
They don't use it at all? Yeah, that's pretty close. I'm still going to say that's kind of using it wrong. I'll just tell you, the biggest thing that's going to hinder your race performance on a track, one of the things, I guess there's ultimately lots of things, but the things that's going to really prevent you from getting to that next level and passing people, which you got first place this weekend? Did you win?
No, I got 3rd.
You got 3rd place. Okay, so you have a little bit of room to grow yet. So I'm glad I'm not talking to a full-on champion yet, but we're going to get there. But it's not setting braking goals. And what that means is you're letting off too early going into the corner. And I believe we've worked with this before. And so it's something we talk about all the time called braking goals. And it's somewhere in your head that you're going to hold the throttle on till the last possible second, right to where you hit your goal, and then you're going to apply the brakes into the corner. And so we'll say no braking goals. All right, so does that make sense? So you're coming right here, you're going really fast, there's a corner up here. Most riders, they're gonna let off right there, okay? They're coming down here, they let off, but what a braking goal is hey, I wanna be faster than the next guy. I want to be a better, faster rider, so you're gonna set your braking goal right there. So when everyone else is letting off right here, you are holding the throttle on, and then here is where you're applying the brakes, and that's gonna give you seconds on your time when you're at the race. And obviously you haven't probably raced yet, and so you're going to be doing a lot more trail riding, mountain riding, like home riding. This stuff will make sense when we get to the next level, but this is for the racers that really want to be competitive. And I just want to make that this makes sense, right? Could you see if you were doing this that you would actually start to gain time on those guys in front of you? And you could actually start to whip their butt, huh? Because now you have like the secret sauce to how to get better. And you know what I do? Actually, I do something called moto hacking, and we'll talk about that later. But what you do is when there's a guy in front of you, you watch his rear tire, and where he brakes, let's just say he brakes right here, and you're right behind him and you see him start to brake, that's when you hold it on past where he brakes, and that's where it's going to give you that edge to beat him. Okay, so we're going to get into the 5 the 4 or 5, I'm not really sure. We're going to jump real quick to the 5 techniques that we're going to be training on today. We're going to be doing a lot of drill work, and I want to show you how that works. Okay. So the first thing is I always like to build a strong foundation. So we always start with like the basics, just like building a house, we'll lay the foundation. And so I always like to work with my feet first. So one of the biggest things with braking is obviously proper foot placement, which is going to be on the balls of your feet. You want to slide your foot forward. I see a lot of people, they ride with their foot on the brake the whole time. That's actually wrong. You don't want to always ride like this. You want your foot to be on the balls of your feet, and then you want to slide it up when you're ready. So the biggest thing with braking is you want to be able to squeeze the bike. And so we do that with squeezing with our ankles up through our knees, squeezing the bike. So that will be the first thing. I'll write that down in a second. The next thing is you're going to want to always lean against resistance. So what that means is if I was right here and I slam on the brakes, what's going to happen if I'm just right here? Your body wants to move forward. So we have to lean back against that depending on how much pressure we give the brakes. So today we're going to go down the hill and we're going to set up some braking goals. And so the things I'm going to be looking for is your feet are in the proper place, you're squeezing the bike, and you're going to lean against resistance. And that puts all the pressure onto the rear brake. It gives you more traction to the rear tire to slow you down faster. And it's going to keep you. The next thing, so talk about body positioning, squeezing the bike, body positioning. Obviously your arms are in the right spot. And then that 80-20 rule that we talked about. So we already talked about that one. And then the last one is setting those braking goals. So let me write this down real quick, just so you guys can always remember. Foot placement, squeeze bike. So you're squeezing the bike. Leaning against resistance. Arms up. The last one is set braking goals. All right. The last thing is we're going to talk about as a corner is we're going to talk about setting up into the corners. So right here we got a corner. Can you both see this right here? Okay. So there's 3 different zones of your bike. So you have zone number 1. Okay. We'll do 1. Zone number 2, and then zone number 3. How you properly want to be braking into the corner is. Zone number 1 is your braking, so you're actually braking into the corner. Zone number 2 is your setup. It's where you're setting up into the corner, so it's like where we set up on the tank. And then zone number 3 is where we're blasting through the throttle, through the power. So that's going to be the braking that we're talking about today. And so today we're going to go out. The first thing we're going to do is set up some cones, and we're going to have you guys do some hard braking drills into those cones. And I'll explain that. So go ahead and jump to your bike. And keep that on for 1 second, and I'll meet you guys down there. All right, so all this coaching, all this braking techniques is just one part or one section of the Moto Transformation Workbook. Make sure if you guys want that, make sure to hit the link below. Did it run out?
I think the battery says 10%.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just push OK.
Okay. Closed.
Yeah. So once again, like we have a free book that we want to give you guys. If you do dirt bike coaching, if you ride dirt bikes and you're struggling and you have not yet accomplished your goals, I want to give you our free book that's going to help you learn the techniques just like this that are going to help make you a fast rider. And so, like I said, it's free. Just tell me where you want to ship it to you, and I'll send it to you guys. Link's going to be in the description below. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on the track. Stay motivated with mymotocoach.com.